We'll chant Om 3 times, followed by the invocation slokas. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Welcome everyone. We are covering Drg Drsya Viveka. As part of that, we are covering the samadhis, different types of samadhis. So before we start, let us do the invocation shloka Mangalacharanam of the Drg Drsya Viveka. So one of you please go off mute and repeat after me. Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drik
Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drik
Tadrishyam Druktu Manasam
Tadrishyam Dritumanasam
Drishyadhivrittaya Sakshi
Drishyadhivratak Sakshi
Drugeva Natu Drishyate.
Dragevunatu Drishyate.
So we were discussing about types of samadhis. The first 3 samadhis are inner samadhis, antaha, and the other 3 are bahi, external. Now, sometimes there are different words that you may be hearing if you're studying different Vedantic texts. Sometimes they are called as hrudi. For example, Ravana Maharshi ji, he prefers to use the word hrut all the time. So if you're studying Upateshasara or the Saddarshanam, etc., you will see the word hrut quite a bit coming, and that is similar to antaha. And sometimes you also hear, this is a more popular word across all many Vedanta books, as Pratyagatma. This is another technical term, Pratyagatma. Again, it is trying to find Atma, that is Brahman, right within yourself is Pratyagatma. Okay, so this Anta Samadhi or Hrudi or Pratyagatma, they're all same reality or truth within. So now sometimes people think, oh, if you go into Samadhi, then that means you realize. That is not true. Realization happens with knowledge. Knowledge happens in Shravana. So when you hear that, so for example, that force equals mass into acceleration, or area of a rectangle is length into breadth. When you hear these kind of things, you learned about it when the moment you heard about them. So in Shravana itself, knowledge comes, and knowledge is the means for realization. Now, deep abiding in area equals length multiplied by breadth, area equals length multiplied by breadth. That is not going to really make any difference. Okay? Then one is it that for Vedantic thing, this meditation, dhyanas, leading to samadhi is given higher importance because this new knowledge in Vedantic tradition, this is called as new knowledge of new theories, etc. They're called Siddhanta. Okay? This Siddhanta is established during Shravana. For example, Manas, the mind belongs to Sukshma Sharira. You don't realize in a deep samadhi. Rather, you hear from your teacher and understand, oh, okay, mind is part of my subtle body. That's established in teaching. So this is the most important thing. So this Shravana is of highest importance, and knowledge is liberation. So many texts says that without knowledge, you don't get liberation. So in Atma Bodha, for example, it says, Jnanam vina mokshona siddhati. Without knowledge, you won't get moksha. So knowledge, as I said, like always comes in Shravana. Now, what happens is that then what is the role of manana and nididhyasana? Shravana is comprehending the nature of knowledge, and this knowledge will become clear when you meditated upon as dhyana. So if there are, again, if you have any questions, dhyana is not going to help. Okay? So you heard that you are Brahman. Now that I heard Brahman, I really don't think I'm Brahman. I don't really believe I'm Brahman. Now if you go into dhyana, thinking that I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, it's not going to make any difference because you don't believe in it. Because there are questions about it still. So manana has to come next. Clarifications, doubt clarifications have to come first. Next. And oh no, I will just do it as a chanting kind of a thing. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. It's absolutely useless. Mechanical sayings are of no value. So the clarity about whatever you have learned has to be coming outside of samadhi. Okay, so that clarity comes by discussing what you heard, or that clarity comes because you have some questions, and because you did not understand, you want to go back and reread that page, or in current day and time, maybe revisit that lecture and listen to it again. So in this, and then if you still have questions, you will reach out to the teacher and says, hey, I did not understand this part. Why is it this? Why is it that? There's a Q&A, goes back and forth. This Q&A can happen right during the initial discussion itself, or these questions may come even after a while, because now you are thinking about it, and as you thought about it, questions must have come. When those questions are answered, then when someone says, Aham Brahmasmi, I know I am Brahman. Aham Sachidananda Swarupa. Yes, I know why I am Sat. Yes, I do know why I am existence. I know why I am Chit. So this kind of confidence is there, right? Then when the dhyana is done on Aham Brahmasmi or Aham Sachidananda Swarupa or whatever, right? Then what happens is that the abidance in that knowledge takes place in dhyana. So abidance, why is it required again? Okay, Shravana is going to remove your ignorance, meaning lack of knowledge. So this is what we call as abhavana. Bhavana means knowing. Okay, abhavana means not knowing. So Shravana removes abhavana. But once I heard anything, right? So then I have some questions. How come that is possible? Why do you think it is possible like that, right? So those questions are there. Manana removes those questions, right? So what manana removes is asambhavana. Asambhavana means, how can that be possible? Okay. So Shravana removes abhavana, manana removes asambhavana. Now, especially there's in English, it's kind of like crude, but there's a term you can't teach old dog new tricks. Did you hear that before? Why do they say that? Why do they say that is because this person is used to doing things in a particular manner for last several years. Now you bring a new knowledge and say that, okay, this is a better way. He understands, but his muscle and his memories are so stuck upon the old ways that he inadvertently does in the old way only. This is experienced by all of us. This is our personal experience also. Now, this inability to conform to the newly found knowledge, despite mentally agreeing, understanding that, okay, this is the right way, and this is the way I should go forward. When that is not properly, when that is not taking root in themselves, that is called as viparita bhavana. Okay? Viparita bhavana. For example, like let us say you are a US citizen or a Canadian citizen. Okay? Now, what happens? Whenever you see an Indian, you feel like you have seen your own person. Okay, you're one of your own. Why? Because of viparita bhavana. That I was Indian for a long time, and despite taking citizenship from a new country or something, I somehow like, okay, when India is in trouble, I feel like I'm in trouble. Okay? So this kind of a conflicted version is there, right? So, for example, you may be following Indian news more keenly than your local news. Okay, these are all signs of examples of viparita bhavana from our day-to-day life. Now, from a Vedantic perspective, what happened? What is a big knowledge what is a big revelation that we get from Vedanta? That I am Brahman. Now, what has happened to us before learning Vedanta is that I was under 100%, I was 100% sure that I am this body along with my mind and my intelligence. Okay. So, and this thought and this understanding was there for me from not just from this birth, but from past several births. And when was my first birth? Nobody knows. Okay. So we are going through this samsara from beginningless time. Okay, not just when the current universe has been formed, but even through the previous universe, even during the formation of previous versions of the universe, we were there and we were going through this thought process that I am this body, I am this body. This aham dehosmi, meaning I am Deha, I am this body, whether it is physical or subtle or a combination of physical, subtle, and causal, all of that is there, is deep rooted in us for several millenniums of births. Because of that, this new knowledge that no, I am not this body, but I am Brahman, is somewhat difficult to take root. Okay. So this is a primary Viparita Bhavana. So for that, what we do is, that is what this meditation helps. So the knowledge already has come during Shravana, that I am Brahman. So with meditation, what we are doing is that we are slowly injecting this thought that I am Brahman deep into our psyche. Now, one question may come that, you know what, if this is happening, if I was for millennium, you're saying that for millions of years or millions of lifetimes, I was thinking that I am this body, and this knowledge that has come today, for that to take root, again, I need millions of lives, right? So that means that we are at the midpoint, not at the end point. Okay. And we are at the midpoint of infinity. Is that what it is? So our Vedanta says no. Okay. So what happens is that the one common example that Vedanta gives is, if you imagine a cave. A cave, that means that automatically what does cave means? It is an opening within a mountain. When was this formed? We don't know. These mountains are there for millennia. Okay. And this cave was covered by a rock from millions of years. So what is behind that rock in that cave? Darkness. Now, how long this darkness is there? We don't know. Maybe some thousands, tens of thousands of years, or millions of years. Now, when you remove the rock on a nice sunny day, how long does it take to remove the darkness behind that rock in that cave? Because the darkness was there for tens of thousands of years at least, would it take maybe a year or two for that sunlight to pierce in? The sunlight pierces right away. Okay. So in the same way, what happens is, this knowledge also will work. How is that going to work? Do you know termite beds? Do you know how termite beds work? So termites are those little insects that they are subterranean. I mean, like they live underground, and they feed on wood. Now, especially like in New England and North, right? Even in Canada, most of the houses are made up of wood, and they feed on dead wood, right? So what they do is that they can multiply in large quantities, and they can start eating the wood of the house, and in no time the entire house can collapse. It's a danger, right? So now what do termite beds do is that they actually put in a kind of like a test tube kind of things, they actually put this medicine which tastes like their food, but it is a poison. Now termites, and it is a kind of like a slow poison kind of a thing. Okay. So termites, whatever food is there, they take that food, whatever food they take it into their colony. And they all share, and they also give it to their queen termite. It's like just like in bees, they have a queen bee. In the same way, termites also has a similar structure where there's a queen termite. and they feed it to the queen and they all have it, and the whole thing is gone. Now, when we do this Aham Brahmasmi thought, okay, when we have this Aham Brahmasmi thought in our meditation, it acts like that in a similar manner. That thought that I am Brahman goes inside. Okay, so what happened? Like in a typical meditation, what are we doing? We have pancha koshas, starting with Annamaya kosha, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya. Annamaya kosha is this physical body, Pranamaya is our breath, Manomaya is our mind, Vijnanamaya is intellect, and Anandamaya is the bliss sheath, and beyond that is Brahman, that our true self. Now, these are the koshas that we need to break. And what does Anandamaya kosha has? Our pure ignorance. All our vasanas are there. So what are we doing in this meditation? We are going to keep our body still. So that means Anandamaya kosha is controlled. Then we do some breathing, etc. So the pranas are controlled. And then we control, because we are sitting quietly and not moving and closing our eyes and all other things, our karmendriyas are controlled, jnanendriyas are also in control. Then we chant the name of the Lord, etc. So the mind is also at peace a little bit. At that time, we pick up a mantra like Aham Brahmasmi or anything that talks about Jiva Brahma Aikyata, any shloka or anything. When we take the shloka, etc., and when we are steadily contemplating on that, and you're only thinking about the shloka but nothing, that is going slowly into this Anandamaya kosha, and it is hitting those vasanas and the Mula Avidya, the root ignorance. And then when that happens, that is when all the Viprita Bhavanas will go. But the knowledge has come during Shravana alone. Okay, so that is the purpose of meditation. Now, within this meditation, we are looking at, okay, how do we, what are these techniques of meditation, what to be meditated upon, etc. Now, if many a times people are said, hey, don't question, just meditate. You just quieten the mind. Okay? So just quietening the mind, not understanding why you are quietening the mind, you can quieten the mind. It has some benefits, but that is what is called as Jada Samadhi. Jada Samadhi means mind has become inert. Okay? Mind is quiet and not thinking thoughts. Great. But the problem is not our mind. The problem is our avidya, ignorance. So, and if the ignorance is the problem, the solution is the knowledge. If I don't know that I am realized, then the solution is that I should know that I am already realized. So, only through this jnana, we can be liberated. So, and that knowledge is gained through Shravana. Right? So, then why are we trying to do this? Getting to Samadhi state, right? So in Manana, as we remove Asambhavana, which is like doubts, right? Then one can go into Nididhyasana. In a Nididhyasana means our dhyana, practice of meditation. Okay, within that, Samadhi is possible. Now, Vikalpa. Sa means with. Vikalpa means changes. Okay? With Vikalpa, when there is a changes that are going through, then what happens? Okay, and how is it going through is, first of all, we are doing Sajatiya Vritti Pravaha. Sajatiya means of same kind. Vritti means thought. Pravaha means flow. So that means there is a thought flow of same kind. What is the thought flow of same kind? I am Brahman. If the same thing, if we are able to maintain it, and we have to maintain it and we have to retain it, then that nididhyasana, that practice, what is happening is that mind is absorbed on one single chain of thought, that is Vikalpa Samadhi. Okay? Then this Savikalpa Samadhi itself will become Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So, when does Savikalpa Samadhi becomes Nirvikalpa Samadhi? We don't know. Okay? It is because Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Savikalpa is what you do, Nirvikalpa is what happens. Okay? So, you want to go to sleep. If you want to go to sleep, is there a particular way you can go to sleep? I mean, without taking any medication or drugs. Can you know at what moment you went to sleep? All you can do is preparations for sleep. You prepare the bed, you probably take a cup of what you call like milk or some warm tea or whatever, not caffeinated, but some herbal tea or something like that, or whatever, right? And then you will turn off all the distractions like a radio, TV, etc., iPad, phones, everything, and you lie down. You put your head on pillow, you close and cover the blanket. Right? If it is cold, you cover the blankets. If it is hot, you may turn on the fan or AC. Okay, and close your eyes. So this is all preparations for sleep, and at which specific moment the sleep comes, you don't know. You prepare and sleep happens. So you prepare through Savikalpa Samadhi and Nirvikalpa Samadhi happens. So Nirvikalpa Samadhi is not something that we do, but rather Savikalpa itself becomes Nirvikalpa. When the Samadhi becomes Nirvikalpa Samadhi, that is when this Viparita Bhavana destruction will start. Okay? So the Samadhi and Nididhyasana is for breaking this Viparita Bhavana. Okay? So again, moksha or liberation happens through knowledge alone. What would Samadhi give? Samadhi removes Viparita Bhavana. So one question, Manisha, you asked last session was between Drushanuvidha and Shabdanuvidha, which is superior.
Mhm.
Both practices must be done regularly. One, what I failed to mention, and I was thinking about it afterwards, is that right now, Drishya, which is Ahankara, the seen that is Ahankara, and Druk, which is Sakshi, the self, are unrecognizably mixed together. So we don't know which is Sakshi, which is Ahankara, and we think that Ahankara itself is Sakshi. So Drishyanuvidha Samadhi, what it is doing, that it is actually splitting them both and separating. And Shabdanuvidha is saying that this is the real me, this is not me. And staying on, like dropping this Drishya and focusing on the Druk will lead to Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Okay? So this is something that we need to understand. Okay? And with that, let us read the next shloka. okay, which is shloka number 26. This shloka number 26 is talking about the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. I'll break down the words a little bit, okay? Swanubhuti Rasa Aveshadat, okay? Together it becomes Swanubhuti Raso Rasaveshad Drishya Shabda Upekshaya tu Nirvikalpaha Samadhi Syat Nivata Sthita Deepavat. These are the words. Does one of you want to go off mute and repeat after me the shloka? Swanubhutirasaveshat
Swanubhuti rasa veda
Veshad
vesha
Drishya Shabda Upekshayatu
drishya shabda vupekshayatu
Nirvikalpa Samadhi Syat
nirvikalpa samadhistyat
Nivata Sthita Deepavat.
nivat sthita deepavata.
So, Swanubhuti means Swa Anubhuti is Swanubhuti. Anubhuti means experience. Swa means self, your own self. So, Swanubhuti means experience of the self, which is Asanga. I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. This is the experience. Now, this is the Anubhuti. Now, when Swa Anubhuti, Rasaveshat, okay, when it is maintained, what happens is there is an overpowering. Avesha means an overpowering or overwhelming rasa. Okay? Rasa means taste. Okay? And when this taste arises, an overpowering rasa arises for liking of this samadhi. Okay, this experience. This is cool, kind of a thing. Okay, so this is will just remain, and this overpowering emotion arises. But what happens is that this is an obstacle. Okay, when this experience, meaning like this matures, when this experience matures, the rasa, and then when it overpowers, just ensure that you are not carried away with rasa. Because this rasa is an obstacle for meditation. Okay, talking about obstacles of meditation, there are 4 different obstacles for meditation. Okay? Whenever we want to meditate, there are 4 different obstacles to meditation, no matter where and when we meditate. The very first obstacle is called as laya. Okay, laya means sleep. Okay, so especially this is a common experience for many people who want to learn meditation, especially in Chinmaya Mission camps, etc. There will be morning meditation sessions, and invariably, people will be coming at 5 o'clock or 5:30 or 6, whatever the meditation time is. They all will be coming to do the meditation because a Swamiji is someone our brahmacharya is teaching meditation. So invariably someone would be fall asleep. Probably like multiple people have fallen asleep, but someone in the crowd would be actually snoring loudly. And this is a common experience that we see. So, in fact, even at in Seacoast, when we used to meet in person in the afternoons, uh, I used to do like some guided meditation for like 15 minutes before the adults satsang session, and I would hear at least two or three people in that small crowd would be actually snoring because it was a Sunday afternoon. They all went to party or something and had great food and came. So it was a challenge. So that's when I changed meditation to yoga nidra from that point onwards, and it was a different thing. So, but this laya is a common thing because what happens is that the root problem with our meditation for beginners is that they are we are used to doing multiple things at the same time. Okay, so our mind is running around multiple things. It doesn't mean like we are efficient doing that we can do multiple things. No, okay, but our mind is used to running around many things, and it is multifaceted and multi focused at the same time. Now, when we say, okay, you sit and focus at a single point, mind doesn't know. Okay, and it starts shutting down, right? Because you said to focus on a single thing. And when it shuts down everything and it goes to zero. Instead of becoming single pointed, it becomes zero pointed. This is a liar. This is the first obstacle. When this obstacle comes, the solution for this obstacle is that you start chanting, or you pick up a mantra and repeat the mantra or something like that, which is you do something that's loud. Now, not loud as in you start yelling in the meditation session, but loud within your mind. Okay. So this is laya. This is a common one, but it is also easily overcome also with practice. Okay. Now, the second problem, which is a bigger challenge, which many of us will have even after time of meditating, is vikshepa. Okay? The second problem is vikshepa. Vikshepa means that you are trying to meditate, however, mind is agitated. Now, when mind is agitated, what happens? Understand that we don't have any control on vasanas. So vasanas don't need our permission to erupt. They come, and when they come, mind gets distracted. So this is vikshepa. So for that, what we need to do? We need to understand that those thoughts that are arising should not matter to us. So what do we say in meditation, especially in the early stages of meditation? If the thoughts are coming, let them come, let them go. Don't get associated with those thoughts, right? Don't get associated with those thoughts. Let them come, let them go. And more importantly, don't judge whether it is good thought or bad thought. Because the moment you do try to judge whether the thought is a good thought or a bad thought, that's it. You enter the flow. And you should be like a meditator who is sitting next to Gangaji. Okay, where the flow of water is happening, but you are not impacted by the flow of water. Now, when you say that whether this thought is a good thought or that thought is better thought, that means that you, instead of being on the shore, you put your leg on that Gangaji, who is in the monsoon season, is flowing at a very fast pace. So that will take you away and you get drowned. Okay? And there is no coming back. So in the same way, when we get into the thoughts and try to understand what is going on or anything like that, then our purpose was to do meditate. Instead, we were doing vichara of our some day-to-day activities. So then it is no more meditation. So this is vikshepa is the second problem. So when thoughts come, as soon as you realize, hey, there is a thought, you go back. Okay, drop the thought and go back. Then the third obstacle is called as kashaya. Kashaya basically means dirt. Okay. Now, this kashaya is something that it is like this happens after meditating for a while. Okay, so meditating for a while means after you're practicing this for like few months on a daily basis, that is when this may come. Okay? No, not this will come. And how long it is going to stay, etc., it varies from person to person, practice and the chitta shuddhi, etc. So nobody can say this is going to last for this number of weeks or days or months. Do you know, like if you go to gym, okay, let's say like for building muscles or something like that. Okay, what happens is that first month there is a good growth of muscles. Okay, second month it slows down. Third month it slows down further. But then something is going on, growing, and then you hit a point where there is no growth of muscles at all. Okay? So in exercise or gym parlance, they'll call it as they hit a plateau. Now, when this person, when he hits a plateau where the muscles are not growing anymore, if he stops, he's going to lose. There won't be any progress. But he must continue exercising with Shraddha. I'm talking, this is a real life example, right? I mean, this is a standard one. So when you do it with Shraddha for longer period, whether it is like 1 month or 2 months or 3 months without seeing any results, but you're still at it, you're still going at it with Shraddha, what happens is that then this muscle starts growing again. Okay. Now, bamboo is another classical example, okay, where if you put a bamboo and then if you pour in water, it is said that it doesn't grow at all for 2 years, 3 years, or something like that. And suddenly overnight it shoots up, and within months it starts growing by the feet. Okay, every month 1 feet or 2 feet taller, like that grows. So how long does it take? Nobody knows. So kasha is also like that, where there is a quietude, but this quietude is not it is not like a equipoise or anything like that. It is a kind of like, I am here, I am doing, but nothing is happening. That kind of a feeling is there. When you have that, we need to continue to go with it. Then comes the fourth obstacle, which is rasa. Now, rasa is what did we say? Rasa is there's a happiness. Yes, yes, this is nice. I love it. Okay, so this kind of a feeling comes. What is wrong with this? With the rasa? Isn't it motivating me? I love this meditation. I like it. right? I want to do more tomorrow, I want to do more often, etc. So those kind of thoughts are coming. So what is wrong with, and then like I'm more motivated to do this meditation. So so it is a catalyst, not a obstacle. If someone says like that, what do we say? Why is it a problem? Why is it not a catalyst? It is because when the feeling that I love this, when that feeling has come, so that means what?
An attachment, I suppose.
An attachment has arisen, as we said, Shobhaji. And in addition to that, more importantly, there is a duality is still there. I am there, I am seeing this vasana and I'm enjoying this vasana. Okay, I am enjoying this experience. And who is the one who is saying that I am enjoying this experience?
The body, it's not.
It is
Ahankar.
Ahankara is saying that it is, I am enjoying. So that, and what is the purpose of our exercise, meditation is, I want to transcend Ahankara and stay with Sakshi. So now I am holding on to this Ahankara and I am saying, yes, yes, I am enjoying. So I can never transcend Ahankara. So we should let this go as well. Okay? So that's why what we said is, in Drishyan with in last session, what we said is that when we are separating, whenever there is a thought is arising in meditation, what do we need to do?
Let go of the thought.
Let it go.
A thought has arisen. I am separate from this thought. And so that means thought is Drishya, I am Druk. And then you need to immediately ask, who is this Druk? Who is saying that I am Druk? Is Brahman saying I am Druk? Brahman cannot speak. Then the one that is saying that I am seeing this thought is Ahankara again. Ahankara is, again, is it Drishya or Druk? Ahankara is also seen. So, I am the one who is empowering this Ahankara, who is doing this current thought, who is thinking this current thought. So, the one who is having this current thought is not me, but it is Ahankara. And this thought is being created in the presence of Chit. And I am that Chit Swarupa. Okay, so this is how we should be able to separate Druk and Drishya. Okay, so when we are doing that, okay, so then what happens is Swanubhuti. So we are saying, so that's how we start separating, right? So Swanubhuti discovered, right? Swanubhuti means experience of self. Rasavesha. When rasa arises, what do we need to do when rasa arises? Okay. Then we need to let that go as well. And what do we, what you said? Drishya Shabda Upekshatu. So what happened? If you're doing Drishyanuviddha, okay, then you need to drop off that Drishya. If you're doing Shabdanuviddha, again, you need to drop off any kind of other thoughts. So when that upeksha means drop off. So when that is dropped off, now whether you are going through Drishyanuviddha or Shabdanuviddha, doesn't matter. then what happens is that Nirvikalpa Samadhisya. So then you start entering Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Okay. How does someone enter Nirvikalpa Samadhi? From Savikalpa Samadhi, someone can enter Nirvikalpa. When that happens, when does that happen? When there is no more Triputi. What is Triputi? I am the experiencer. I am experiencing these ideas. Okay. From Drishya Viveka, what is experiencer and experienced? All Drishya are experienced, and experiencer, which we think as initially as Ahankara, okay, even that is not me, that is also Drishya. So and then the experiencer becomes Brahman. Now Brahman cannot really experience anything. So Brahman, when our attention is on Brahman, then Drishya and the experiencer, experienced and experience, all of them merge into one. Okay, where you forget about your presence. So when you forget about your presence and you are in one single thought, unbroken thought, then that is what you call as Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, experienced, experiencer, and experience, all three has become one. Okay, so this is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And usually in Ahangvritti, in Ahankara, the idea of experiencer and experienced and the experience is there. Why? For example, I drank a cup of tea. Okay? So I am the experiencer, tea is experienced, and drinking is the experience. Okay, so through the process of drinking, I had a cup of tea, and who is saying that I had a cup of tea? Ahankara is saying that. So this triputi of experiencer, experienced, and experience itself are always there in the mind. So from this mind, Ahankara, when in this Ahankara, that triputi is removed from Ahankara with proper knowledge, then what happens? That is when Nirvikalpa Samadhi happens. Now, this is where the shloka ends, Nirvikalpa Samadhisya. But then, there is an example, Nivata Sthita Deepavat. So, Nivata, okay? Vata means air, okay? Nivata means no air. Means when there is no air, Sthita Deepa means when a light that is lit, how will it remain in the absence of air? There is no flickering. Okay, so the light is flickering when there is some air movement. When the air is still, there is no flickering of light. In the same way, when the triputi of Ahankara ends, this Ahamruti ends, okay, because we dropped off the Savikalpa portion, okay, then what happens is that Nirvikalpa Samadhi will remain steady like this Nivata Sthita Deepavat. So this is a state where you will stay, right? So this is what we call Nirvikalpa, and it is what we call as Vishuddha state. Vishuddha means absolutely pure. So typically, what are the three things that we call as the three gunas? Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So Tamas is killed by Rajas. Rajas in turn is killed by Sattva, and this Sattva is also killed by Vishuddha Sattva. Okay, so this Vishuddha means absolute pure, and in the state of Vishuddha Sattva, that is when you will be in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So, no vasanas are erupting, no tripati. This is Anta Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So actually, like anta, the word anta, etc., is not appropriate. You can simply say Nirvikalpa Samadhi, because whether it is external or internal, at that time you don't know, because you are in one state. You are in a state where there's oneness everywhere, both inside and outside. Okay. So, any questions based on what you just heard? So then we'll go through the next shloka. Okay. And in this next shloka, this is explaining the external. So far we have covered internal, right? Antaha, within Antaha, Shabdanuvidha and Drishyanuvidha. Within Shabdanuvidha, there is Savikalpa and Nirvikalpa, and within Drishyanuvidha, so there is Savikalpa and Nirvikalpa. So this is what it is, right? So now, do you have any questions before we start 27th? So, yeah.
It's very deep. We've got to listen to it and read it again.
Yeah. So, Drg Drsya Viveka listening is, I mean, like at least the current portion that we are in, listening to Drg Drsya Viveka is trying to learning about swimming in a theory. So, is like a study of swimming. Okay. So, please understand that this is primarily meant for practicing. So this, at least these shlokas, I mean the current shlokas that we are at, okay, all of them should be practiced. Okay? If there is no practice, it is like some kind of a armchair philosophy going on. Okay, so then the next shloka say that Hrudiva. Okay, Hrudiva is Hrudiva. Bahya Deshaha Api. Together, Bahya Deshopi. Hrudiva Bahya Deshopi. Yasmin Kasmin Cha. Together becomes Kasmin Cha. Vastuni Samadhi Radhyaha. Okay, Samadhi Adhyaha. Together becomes Samadhi Radhyaha. Okay. Tan Matran Nama Rupa Pruthak Kruti. So, San Matra San Matran Nama Rupa Pruthak Kruti. So 6 words are there in that. Okay. So Hrudiva Bahya Deshopi.
Sorry.
No, please go ahead.
Hridev Bahya Deshopi
Yasmin Kasminscha Vastuni.
Yasmin Kasminscha Vastuni
Samadhiradhya Sanmatra Sanman.
Samadhiratra Sanmatran
Nama Rupa Pruthak Krutihi.
Nama Rupa Prithak Priti.
So, here, this shloka is talking about, okay, corresponding to the external. Okay, so Bahya. Okay, so outer samadhis. What are these outer samadhis? That is what is being described. So here, basically first of all, Hrudi Iva. Hrudi Iva means just like. Iva means just like. Hrudi is inside, internal. We said, right? Just like internal. Bahya Desha Apihi. Okay, even in outside world. Okay, meaning what? Outside of this body means the world, the Jagat. Okay. Yasmin kasminscha vastuni. Okay. Where there are two possibilities, I mean, like similar possibilities exist. Yasmin kasminscha vastuni. Samadhiradhyaha sanmatra. Okay, so in this samadhi, adhyaha means beginning, the initial samadhis. Nama Rupa Pruthak Krutihi. Remove the Nama and Rupa. So, in internal Samadhi, what did we do from Drishya at least? Okay? Drishya is outside the body. I mean, like when we are doing that, what we understood is that Drishya is anything outside of the body is the world, Jagat. Okay? So, Bahya Desha means this Jagat. So now, inside, what we did was, in Antaha, Drishya what we do, the objects that we picked up were internal objects. The internal objects were the thoughts. In the external world, you have an option to pick up any external object. So again, that object, external object is inert. Any object you pick up. Now then what? Remember the shloka, Asti Bhati Priyam Rupam Namacha Iti Panchakam, Amsha Panchakam, Adyatrayam Brahma Rupam, Jagad Rupam Tato Dvayam, like that, right? So, in any object we pick up, there is Asti Bhati Priyam Rupam Nama. Asti Bhati Priyam, existence, consciousness, bliss are Brahman. Nama and Rupa are Maya. So, what do we need to do? Drop this Nama Rupa. So, when you start doing this, right, this becomes Bahihi, meaning external world, Drishyanuvidha. Why? You have seen an object, and from there you are only looking at Asti Bhati Priyam, dropping of Nama and Rupa. So, now our Swamiji was, we studied in Kerala, right? So, Kerala is notorious for mosquitoes. Actually, I used to avoid going to temple. There's a beautiful Ayyappa Swami temple. And I avoided going to the temple simply because the number of mosquitoes that were there. And we were supposed to go there without any top clothing. Like I meant we should remove shirt and banyan before we go. So I would never go there unless there's a major function is going on and there are so many people there. So that we're like, okay, hopefully like there are enough food options for those mosquitoes. So hopefully they won't come to me. So with that thought, I would go. So the thing is that, like, why I'm saying all of this is that he used to give an example, right? I mean, he used to give some extreme example. He was saying that supposing if a mosquito bites you, my natural instinct is kill the mosquito right away, right? Despite learning Vedanta, etc. That's the instinctive thing. So like that. So what he says is, if a mosquito bites you, you feel the pain. Yes, sir. You feel the pain, go to the existence of that pain and focus on that. Okay, my pain exists. It is real. Yes, that real, right? That existence is there. Yes, that existence aspect of that pain is Brahman. That is the Sat aspect. Okay, so like that you should see I mean, like this example I'm saying because it's not just from a inert object, but through any experience, etc. Try to find where is the asti, where is the bhati, and where is the priyam. When we are doing this, continually focus on the druk aspect, meaning like drop off this namarupa. Yeah, it is pain. Okay, no, not like that. Okay, so pain is there, that's fine, but I'm focusing on the existence principle, the principle of consciousness. I am conscious of this pain, so there is consciousness. Okay? And where is the bliss in this pain? It is pain. No, no, no. Everything has got its own bliss. Within this mosquito bite, the mosquito has got filled its stomach and it is happy. So there is some kind of bliss is there in everything. So Sat Chit Ananda. So like that. Okay, so this is how we need to do. And then once we start doing this, and we remove, because like today we are habituated to see nama rupa, and which is a viparita bhavana, right? Just like in the antaha, when we think that I am this body is viparita bhavana, from external world, what is the viparita bhavana? Everything that we see, and we only focus on nama rupa, and we forget upon asti bhati priyam. So remove attention from Nama Rupa and focus on Asti Bhati Priyam. This is, and get into this thought process, this understanding, and this is, this attention, paying this attention this way is, once we start doing the Avarna Shakti, the power of veiling, okay, which we currently take it for granted, its hold on us starts becoming weaker and weaker. So in that way, the viparita bhavana will be broken, and this Avana Shakti, which is responsible for creation and maintenance of this ignorance, when that is broken, there is no more ignorance. Okay, so this is how we must do. Again, like once we are doing this from external world perspective, okay, and there itself, in the next block I will come, that when we are separating this nama and rupa, what happens is that once you start only focusing on nama, the Sat Chit Ananda aspect of the object, and that unbroken meditation on that will become absorption, and that will lead to, again, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So this is what the overall essence of the Nirvikalpa Samadhi and Bahi Drishyanuviddha Savikalpa Samadhi, Bahi Shabdanuviddha Savikalpa Samadhi, and Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Again, I know like we haven't done proper justice for this Bahi Drishyanuviddha, Shabdanuviddha. So we will cover this again, like review this when in our next session. So I'll pause here to see if you have any questions.
So when you do the meditation, you don't excuse me. Excuse me. So when you do the meditation, you do definitely start off with something, right? I mean, focusing on something. And then as you continue doing it, whatever you are focusing will automatically get dropped off. Until you reach that point where there is nothing to be focused upon. Is that what meditation is about then? Like you start off with something, focusing on, say, some deity, and then as you keep practicing, does that meditation lead you to something beyond all that form?
So,
name and form?
what is the purpose of meditation for a Vedantin like us?
The purpose is to go beyond all the names and forms.
To go beyond names and forms. That is the goal. So, the meditation should result in that. Okay. So, how are we doing it is we take something that has name and form, right?
Yeah.
And when you think deeply about it, everything in this world, okay, has got 5 aspects, right? Asti, Bhati, Priyam, Nama, Rupa. So now try to see this object without Nama, Rupa, devoid of Nama, Rupa. What is the nature of that object?
Asti, Bhati, Priyam. So those 3 will remain.
Yes. So when you look into those 3, from those 3 aspects, right? So then there is a Savikalpa Samadhi based on Drisyanuvidha or Shabdanuvidha. Right? So if you take a random object, then it becomes Drisyanuvidha. But if you take the, if you start taking primarily focusing on dropping of Nama Rupa and only focusing on the Asti Bhati Priyam aspect, and how Asti is same as Bhati, which is same as Priyam, Asti Bhati Priyam. So once you start doing that, then it becomes Savikalpa Samadhi.
But then Asti Bhati Priyam also will have some kind of a form, right? Form or Nama Rupa.
Asti means what? In your opinion, what is Asti?
Do we take it as existence?
Okay, but what does existence mean to you? Yes, it is existence, yes, but existence is just a word, but what does it mean to you?
Something is.
Something is. So something is, okay, so there is this, what is it? This is a headset, okay? I crushed this. Can I call this as headset?
It's no more a headset, no more.
So now, right now, it is rectangular, right? Like a rounded rectangular shape. When I crush this, does it have rounded rectangular shape still?
No.
Okay. But is this existing or not?
That form is not existing. It's in a different form now than what it was before.
But
it is existing, but in a different form.
So did it exist before?
Before it was a different form, and it is now still existing. It is existing.
Okay. So even before and after it is existing, probably in different forms, but the existence is there. Okay. So so now you go back to your question. What is a form of existence?
Something is.
Something is, does that have a form? The form that you referred to before and now has changed. So if you hold on to the form, it is not the same thing. They are different things. If you hold on to the existing principle, it is the same.
existing principle is the same, but the form is different.
Yeah, form has changed, but it's the same thing though, right?
It cannot be the same thing. When
It
the
is
form has
plastic.
changed,
No, it is plastic. Before plastic, after also plastic.
okay, if you take it that way, okay.
Okay. So now we grind it thoroughly, and what happens then? They're still the same molecules.
Right.
And if you do like burn it or whatever, and then it separates, then what? They're still same atoms,
Right.
same electrons, same neutrons. And you further, how much ever you cut it to pieces, pieces, eventually it is same energy. Did that energy change before and after? No. That energy is neither created nor destroyed. Okay. Its form has changed from one thing to another thing. We call it with different names at different times, but it is same. So the existence has got no change. Existence has got no form. It is beyond all forms. Existence is beyond names, meaning nama and rupa. Does it answer your question? Your question was like, what about anything? Existence has got names and forms.
Yeah.
So existence doesn't have any names or forms.
So existence just is then.
Yes.
So then, yeah. So when we refer to that, what we call Paramatman, just is existence, and it just is. And all that we see around and what we all are in different forms and shapes, which eventually become just is. That
When you remove those names and forms, it is only.
is only. Yeah.
Is existence. The expression of that existence that I am, right? That is awareness. That awareness of that existence is what we call as Chit, consciousness.
Right.
Okay. And because this Chit or Sat is one and one only, and there is nothing else, so because it is one and one only, and there is nothing else to do, and there's nowhere to go, it becomes Ananda. So it is the same Sat, which is Chit, which is expressed as Chit, whose inherent nature is Ananda, Sat Chit Ananda. And that Satchitananda is none other than me, simply because I am not different from whatever Satchitananda that is there, which is spread all around, right? Again, Sat also means that it is not only true, but it is spread over all around. So it is spread all around, and it is spread inside and outside of me. So I am also Sat.
Yes.
Okay. So shall we close?
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh. पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ. Thank you all. Have a great evening, and our next session will be after my return.